Hey everyone, I'm Caroline Derby, joined by the one and only
Roby Brock.
Roby Brock is back and better than ever. Roby Brock had a great weekend. He went back to college.
I did. Not in the sense that you would think. Although I did go to a fraternity party, a sorority party, a football game, a college dorm. I did a lot of the things you
did
normally
some
do.
yeah.
But it was very well behaved. And I was visiting my daughter for Dad's weekend.
Yeah.
And we had a good time. So,
good.
You know, it was the first thing we did when I got to Texas, to campus.
What?
Dad, I need a dress for tonight. So we went shopping.
Oh,
First
that's
thing
so
we did
fun.
was we went shopping. So
Aw.
probably like 6 stores.
Oh my goodness.
It's a lot.
Are you? Yeah. Do you like shopping? Or are you more of just sit on the bench while?
Well, I was
shops?
engaged because it was my daughter, and I wanted to be as participatory as I could be. But normally, I am a sit on the seat and y'all let me know when we're done.
That's how my dad is too. But sometimes he's engaged.
I was pretty active. I actually picked out a couple of nice options. She did not go with the final one on that, but she was impressed with the ones I picked out.
They were contenders.
So I was paying attention.
Okay, Roby. Way to go.
I got a little fashion sense.
Okay.
That's why I'm wearing my purple tie.
Got your purple tie on.
For TCU, right?
The Washita Tigers.
Yeah, not LSU Tigers.
But
OBU
not the LSU
Tigers.
OBU
Yeah,
Tigers,
sure.
yes.
You're wearing black for Arkansas, I see. So
yes.
It's going to be a dark day, I'm sure.
Hey, wishing them the best.
Yeah, we do.
Well,
go Hogs.
Go Hogs.
I'm born in Fayetteville, so I'm Razorback by birth.
Oh, I'm a newfound Razorback fan. Mm-hmm. I only cheered for the Washita. I'm serious. I only cheered for the Washita Tigers for probably 22 years of my life, and then I got a job here, and I was like, I mean, I like the Razorbacks. Had nothing against them, but everyone likes the Razorbacks. Yeah. And then I'm from Arkansas. Now I'm like, okay, I'm a Razorback fan.
So you graduated from OBU, you came out of your sheltered life there, and realized there's a bigger world of Razorback fandom.
Yes, there's like a world of these fans that are just diehards. I mean, they are the Razorback
not an
fandom.
OBU, though. None of those.
I mean, I would say I'm a diehard OBU fan, but it's a different, I guess, bigger school, different ball game, different level of.
So my daughter and I on Dad's weekend, I went to the TCU football game, and they lost within the last 60 seconds of the game. So I felt like I was watching a Razorback game. I was like, no way.
Felt right at home.
They did it. It was impressive.
Oh, man. Who'd they play?
Iowa State, which is a decent team.
Okay.
But it was a competitive game back and forth. And
yeah.
then they scored with like 15 seconds left, and I was like, I'm so familiar with this feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Stayed for the whole game, though. That's great.
Well, we did. It was a good game. And it was kind of on the agenda. You have things to do on Dad's weekend. You don't just kind of float around and do whatever you want. There's a regiment. So
now, was it just you, or did your
wife
also go?
It's just me. It's just a Dad's weekend. So
just Dad's only.
It's good. Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah. Have you had a good time? We of course missed you on ReCap, but we get it. We understand.
I think y'all did just fine without me.
Yeah, we made it. Barely.
Right. What do you want to talk about this week?
Hey, did you know the government's back open?
It's always been closed to me. So no, I'm kidding. Yeah, no. It's good. It's good that it did reopen. There's been a lot of problems with it being closed. So particularly on SNAP benefits and people that require some services. A lot of people being furloughed and out of work and not getting paid. I mean, I drove to Texas this past weekend. Having the option to fly, I said, air traffic controllers have not been paid for over a month. I really don't think I want to fly. Plus there were a lot of flights being canceled, and I thought, by the time I get to the airport and go through the early check-in and then get picked up and get out, I might as well just drive. It's probably the same amount of time, 5.5 hours.
Yeah, may as well. Well, and then you have your car there and all the other things.
Which was helpful for getting to the stores to buy things.
So,
yeah.
And, that's great. And I know that in Little Rock we have been periodically checking in if flights have been canceled from Clinton National, and I think maybe one or two, but overall not much impact here. But of course they were warning about connecting flights at some of the larger airports. Dallas, of course, one of those bigger airports. So probably good that you just opted to not risk it.
I would say too that, I mean, everybody's kind of going to let their guard down a little bit and go, all right, the government's reopened, but they only passed a resolution to stay open until like the third week in January, and we have Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, and New Year's between then. So Congress is going to be out a lot over the next 60 days. I'm not a gambling man, but I'm just saying I wouldn't count on this not happening again in January, that we're right back where we started from. But hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully they can work something out up there too. But
I've got an interview with Congressman Womack on Capitol View this week, and we talk about that. And he's slightly optimistic that they're going to get all this worked out by January. Okay. But he said there's a lot of heavy lifting that has to happen between now and then. And when he laid out what it is that has to happen, it's a pretty big agenda. Like they're not even a fourth of the way done with what they need to get done.
Oh, wow. So
it's going to be a heavy lift.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count anything else that they want to deal with, which they will deal with other things. Epstein files, healthcare premiums. Trump wants to do some sort of rebate checks with tariff money. And that's just the stuff we know of.
And there's a lot that we probably don't know of, too.
There will be. Well,
government's back open here in Arkansas. You mentioned it a little bit. SNAP benefits. That was one of the larger impacts of the state of Arkansas. I believe we've been saying the number about 240,000 Arkansans rely on SNAP. And so to have those benefits delayed or taken away for a little bit of time caused some strain on food banks, food pantries, but we've seen a lot of community donations over the past, I guess, almost 2 months now, and a lot of people trying to step up in different ways. But as of Thursday night, Arkansas DHS said that people should be able to get those SNAP benefits back, like they should be reloaded and ready to go. I think at the latest, they said, maybe Monday. So hopefully that's all working out for everyone. But, we talked to the food bank earlier this week, too, or I guess right after the government reopened. And they said, hey, we're also, while we just went through this hard time, we're also about to hit the holiday season. So just when it comes to food banks, if you want to make a donation,
for sure,
never a bad time to do so.
Yeah, and the USDA cuts from the One Big Beautiful Bill earlier this year also has had an impact on a lot of food banks because it cut some USDA funding programs that they're supportive of. And there's just kind of even a bigger economic snowball on that too. With the SNAP benefits being off, you had people that used their SNAP benefits in the grocery store to buy their groceries. They were not doing that, so that hurts your grocery store ecosystem. Well, where were they going for their food? They were going to the food banks for their food, which were already depleted and down and short of funding. And so it just really kind of a compounding problem there. Hopefully we'll see some normalcy somewhat restored, but like you said, the holidays are coming up, so the need will be even greater. So
it will. So one pretty big impact here that we'll see play out, of course. I'll say it. I was a little bit surprised that it felt like sooner than I thought it would that people were able to get their SNAP benefits. I don't know what that process necessarily looks like, but I know we were hearing at the national level to rework maybe different percentages or what percentage of SNAP people can have and what this and that after different court rulings and whatnot. I think to be able to say, hey, it's coming back tonight, I was surprised by that.
It's electronic, so it's kind of works like a debit card sort of from what I have seen in action. So it's I think it's a little easier to do because it has been computerized quite a bit.
That's good. Yeah. Well, moving on to Arkansas Supreme Court ruling that happened this week. We've covered this probably every single week of ReCap. I think it's been going on since our first episode, Roby.
Which was when?
Oh,
September? There's a pop quiz for you. All right.
September.
Just feels like a lot longer.
It
doesn't it?
Is that a good or bad thing?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I think we've been following this from the very beginning, and that is excuse me, the special elections in House District 70 and Senate District 26. Y'all, by now, if you've been following along, know the history of how we got to this point. But the governor essentially set special elections for those two districts farther out than what an Arkansas law requires. And she thought, the governor's office thought that there's a word that I'm missing right now. I can't think of it, but that she had the ability to do it. Maybe it's like a special circumstance or something along those lines. And she set that date out. Some people were not too happy about that. They filed a lawsuit in both districts. And the Arkansas Supreme Court ruled this past week that in House District 70, they have to keep it within that Arkansas rule about 150 days from the date of vacancy. So that was pretty big news this week, kind of wrapping up that story we've been following.
I'm still not sure when the special election dates will be because they haven't been decided. And you know, one of them, I think it was in the District 70 case. The original judge in that had ruled that it had to take place by December 3rd or 9th, or I mean somewhere in early December.
Okay. I don't remember.
I mean,
that.
we're already in mid-November.
That's like 2 weeks
it's
away.
It's not going to happen, you know? So I'm kind of curious to see how it plays out because now this calendar is not set. The Supreme Court's kind of ruled that it needs to change. The governor's office hasn't indicated what the change is going to be. The Supreme Court has not told us what the dates will be. The lower court did say what a date should be, but it's not feasible, and I just don't know how anybody's going to respond to that. And at the end of it all, I'm also curious because we haven't really gotten comment from the governor other than they said we still defend our position that we can do it as late as we originally scheduled it.
Yeah.
That if they don't change that date, even with all the court rulings, what's going to be the ramifications for the governor's office if they don't?
Yeah.
I mean, if they say, no, we're going to keep it where it's at, what's the court going to do?
What are we to do?
Are they gonna set a date? They didn't. They had a chance. Now do they come? I don't know. I don't know the answers to these questions.
I don't know either.
I think that this story's far from over is where I'm going with this. So expect a few more weeks of recap to discuss
it's
the
not
special
over yet,
elections
folks.
in Senate District 26 and House District 70. So
And that kind of brings me to the next point. Candidate filing's over. I never made it up there either, and I wanted to see it all. I saw it on video at KRK4 News at 4 o'clock, but I wanted to experience it live.
For your generation, that's what it's all about now, isn't it? Just seeing the video.
Well, I mean, maybe for some people, but I like to be immersed in it. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to wait 2 more years to do it again.
I know, and like, who knows what I'm gonna be doing in 2 years?
I know. You could be a Henderson-ready communication spokesperson in 2 years. We don't know.
We don't know where life's gonna take me in 2 years. Yeah. Oh goodness.
So you're saying you're not gonna be sitting in this chair with me in 2 years?
Hey, I
'Cause
hope
I'm
so,
gonna be
Roby.
sitting in this chair.
What are you doing in 2 years?
I know for a fact. I will still be here in 2 years. So.
No, I'll be here in 2 years, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your contract go that long?
No.
Well, we're gonna find out. All right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
I'm
later.
gonna lobby the news director for an extension of Caroline Derby's contract, please. So
We'll see if they keep me around. Yeah, we'll see.
good.
So,
Yeah, no, I mean there was a lot. I wouldn't say there's any like major surprises, but I mean I give you some of my takeaways. I think first of all, there is a Democratic challenger in all the congressional races, so we will have some somewhat competitive general elections in the fall. At least existing incumbent Republican congressmen will have to campaign, so that will happen. U.S. Senate race, also Tom Cotton drew 2 Republican primary opponents, neither of which I've ever heard of before. I don't think they'll cause him any trouble, but it'll be interesting to see if he does have some trouble, if that shows up in the election results. There's 2 Democrats vying for the nomination to challenge him, Hallie Schaffner and Louisville Mayor Ethan Dunbar. We'll see who wins that one and kind of what kind of race. I think, again, Tom Cotton will be the front runner, but he's going to have to campaign and show up and do some things in that respect. So those are kind of set and interesting to me. I think at the state level, you look at the constitutional offices, the big 7 race, governor, lieutenant governor, AG, all the way down ballot there. The Democrats only filed candidates in 2 of those races, governor and secretary of state. So only 2 of the 7. The majority party in Arkansas is defined by which political party has 4 of the 7 seats of the constitutional offices. So it is a lock in that the Republicans will maintain their majority party status, and that keeps them in charge of election commissions at the local level. You get 2 majority party members on the 3 person election commissions in each county. So that's a given that'll happen. There were enough Democratic candidates that filed for state Senate and state rep races that if they win a select few, they could break the supermajority in one or both of the houses. I still think that's a long shot, but that'll be something to watch for as those races play out. And then finally, I would just say there was a somewhat surprise announcement in one of the Supreme Court races. Nick Bronny, a sitting justice on the Supreme Court, drew an opponent from John Adams, who is an attorney who ran for Congress about 15 years ago as a Democrat. So all that to say, there'll be a judicial race, which those don't draw a lot of attention. But that was kind of a surprise that somebody came out of nowhere and filed for that seat. So
to go for it.
There's some interesting stuff out there. We won't get into it in this broadcast, but I think we should down the road. Some of those state Senate and state rep races, even the primaries, are super interesting.
Pretty competitive, I think.
There'll be
coming up.
Yeah, there's a lot of money being raised in a lot of those races. I know there's a state Senate race up in northeast Arkansas between Blake Johnson, incumbent senator, and state representative Jeremy Woolridge, who's challenging him for that Senate seat. And I know between the 2 of them, they've both raised over $600,000 cumulatively. So that is a ton of. There's congressional races that don't spend $600,000. A state Senate race, that's a big dollar. So there'll be some races like that we can break down when they get a little bit more interesting. And I think that when they get a little bit closer to primary dates and stuff, I think we'll see some interesting local races.
Okay, I think so too. Also, I want you to tell us about your experience. If you haven't heard already, Roby does have an extensive list on his website, and he's been keeping up with everybody who announced, but, just because you announced doesn't necessarily mean that you filed.
Right.
So you had to do some work to make sure you had the right people in the right places.
A lot of homework on that last day of filing. Yeah. So if you go to talkbusiness.net, on the right-hand side, you'll see a 2026 candidate filing list. And if you click on that, it's a list of all of the federal races, constitutional officers, and all the state Senate and state representative races. And then we got the Supreme Court races on there too. But it's a list of everybody who's declared that everybody who filed. So we'll update that list periodically. The Libertarian Party could still submit some candidates. They can do that at their convention. And the Green Party perhaps can do the same thing too. I'm not sure if they've qualified in this cycle or not. I think the Libertarians have. So there'll be a few more candidates that'll get put on there. And typically Libertarians will file a couple congressional candidates, and they'll file a couple of state House, state Senate seats too, but they haven't won any. But there'll at least be more candidates in the races. So some of the unopposed may get some opposition, and some of the races where there's already a mixture will already be in there. And there's a few independents that have filed too, so we've got them on the list.
A few more things to come, perhaps.
But you can keep up with that.
Yeah.
It's a lot to keep up with. So I spent many hours on that last night updating that list and making sure it was accurate. But
the people
it's a good resource. It's a good resource.
Yeah, I know. I've used it several times. So, Roby,
you're
great
one
job.
of the 111,000 viewers on that.
Whoa.
So, all right. It's
okay,
good
talk
to know.
business.
All right.
That's awesome.
That? So.
Yeah, I think it'll be exciting, I think, for me to be a reporter and work in journalism in a time where it is election season and where a lot of people are in the running. It felt like when I first got here, it was summer of 2023, and I was still pretty new. So anything that happened in 2023, I wasn't really a part of that much. But now that I feel like I'm a little bit invested in this, it's going to be, I think, interesting to keep up with over the next few months too, and kind of learning how we do election nights here and different things like that, providing different election coverage. 2024, I was a morning reporter, so I wasn't a part of election night. I just got to share the results basically the next morning. And a couple issues, I reported on. Main one was the Pope County casino issue last year. Roby, will they be voting on constitutional amendments in 2025 too? Okay.
2026.
2026, excuse me, yeah.
The ones that the legislature has referred will be on there, and I'm going to draw a blank on what most of those were. I think there was like
citizens only voting amendment.
Yeah, and there was one securing gun rights. Maybe I want to say, is that right?
Right to the Second Amendment or something like that.
And then
Was
there's
there a
an
third
economic,
one?
there's
Yes,
an economic development one too. So those three will be out there. You'll see some stuff. It'll be next year before you start seeing anything on. Probably the economic development will get some money behind it and campaign. The other two are not really controversial, I think they're just trying to cement some language in the Constitution, and it plays to a more conservative base of voters, and so I think it's meant to drum some turnout on that. So I doubt you'll see a lot of money behind those, but then if anybody's collecting signatures, which our signature collection process is a lot more challenging now, those potential citizen initiatives will be on next year's election, but we don't know what they are just yet. So, and we're a ways away.
Yeah, I think so too. I know that some people have submitted some ballot language to the Attorney General's office. I don't remember exactly everyone who's done that already and what that looks like, but
Well, and even if they submit it, doesn't mean that it's going to do it. I mean, you got to go through the process of collecting the signatures and getting them validated, and then jumping through all those hoops. So, I haven't seen any super geared up campaigns for doing that just yet, but I think there could be an education one out there.
The League of Women Voters has one.
There could be one on changing this process for collecting signatures as well. So, because that's been pretty highly debated. So
that was a very debated topic in the Capitol this past spring too, was the petition process. And
we've seen some marijuana initiatives in recent years to either legalize it altogether or to change a little bit of the medical marijuana process a little bit more. That has come from some industry folks. So we'll see if they try again. This could be all kinds of things. If you could submit a constitutional amendment, what would yours be?
Oh man, I don't know. It's a great question.
It can't be that everybody has to be an OBU Tiger fan. That doesn't count. So
I wouldn't do that to everybody. I like everyone to have their own opinions. I don't know. I think there was a bill. Didn't we declare a state dog this year too? Is that right? Was that something? What am I thinking of? An official, what I'm talking about. There was a bill like that we passed this year. If anyone's watching and wants to let me know, I can't remember what it was though. Maybe it was a lab. Was it a lab?
It would have to be. Yeah.
I think it was a lab, or maybe it was some kind of state. But I thought our animal was a. Don't we already have an animal?
We probably do.
But I guess this one was
the mockingbird.
The mockingbird.
Bird. I think it's our state bird. That's the only animal.
There's something. I'll have to look it up. But I'm telling you, I think it was a state dog. Maybe.
So that's what you want. You want to pass a state dog.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be, easy and non-controversial.
Here's what if I could do a constitutional amendment, mine would be controversial. I would say that if the state legislature passes a law that is deemed unconstitutional, that the money for the legal costs to litigate that has to come out of the salaries of the sponsors of the bill.
Ooh.
Or anybody who voted for it. Because a lot of times they know these bills are unconstitutional, and they'll go, we'll let the courts figure that out. The courts have figured it out. You're just doing it anyway, and they're unconstitutional because you're hamming it up, or you're playing to a base or something. If there was a financial penalty for doing that, I think you would see a lot fewer bills that we know are unconstitutional.
Or even have the slightest
get
chance
introduced.
of being.
Yes.
So. I mean, that's very
That's a bold one.
Have you thought about that, or was that just something
I've thought about that one before, but it was because I got asked that question one time, and that's what I came up with, and so I remembered that's my one.
That's pretty good.
It's a pretty good one.
That is pretty good.
It would cut down on a lot of wasted time at the legislature. So
yeah, and
and since I have to spend time up there covering them, I like to not waste my time up there. So could we be a little bit more efficient? So,
and this Roby's just
peace to you too, Lindsay. So our producer's giving us a peace sign over here. Does that mean 2 minutes? Okay, good.
Yeah. She's actually we have a career announcement.
A new title.
She is our managing editor, Dayside, Monday through Friday.
Congratulations,
Lindsay.
All right,
Lindsay. How long has Lindsay been producing Capital View for you? Talk business.
Too long.
Too long.
For Lindsay, I think. So
years, like
Capital
5 years?
View is 11 years old this year, but she was not the original producer of Capital View. I'm not sure when she took it over, so it would have been in my absence from leaving the original to coming back. So I bet you she's been doing it 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, well, yay. That's exciting.
All right. And she's still going to be producing Capital View. And she's still going to be producing ReCap.
Woo! ReCap.
Yeah. I think that needs to be the new name for this. Let's double it. ReCap.
ReCap.
With the exclamation point behind it both times. ReCap.
ReCap.
Yeah. I think that'd be exciting. It'll be like Asa Hutchinson's old campaign.
I do remember those. Exclamation mark. Yeah.
I always loved those.
I know.
Because I always wanted to go, well, here's Asa. We need to get Asa on the TV show. It's been too long since we've heard from him.
Yeah, that'd be great. I need to reach out. He is some of my friend's law professor at U of A Law School right now.
All right. We're getting the clinch fist.
Okay, it's time to wrap it up.
There'll be a big deal next week, I think, with the governor's mansion, I think, has a birthday coming up. And they're going to bring back, I'm told, a bunch of the former governors for a big, and first ladies for a deal, which will be kind of nice.
That's exciting.
We will talk about that on ReCap next week.
We will. Thanks, as always, for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Go Tigers, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.